Okay, so a lot of these stories are super sus and majorly freaky. And I always wondered what it would be like to basically have someone right beside me and reacting to these videos. Well, we've done this before and you guys absolutely loved it, so here goes another one. And today I got with me, Ali.
Hi. Oh my god. I'm a streamer. I stream. Yeah.
She's a streamer on Kick, all right? We all know Kick, what it is. If you guys don't, it's a streaming platform. I'm also on there. But yeah, basically Ali's a streamer and today she decided to join me to react to my videos. Kind of weird. Last one was really awkward, so I'm hoping this is not as awkward, but you never know. Okay, so Ali, I chose out 3 of the most freakiest videos.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, these are the freakiest ones, and we're gonna start off with this one that is titled Freaky FaceTime with his stepmom.
His stepmom?
His stepmom, not my stepmom, his stepmom. I'll leak the names after of who's who, but I'm not gonna tell you guys, obviously, because privacy reasons. I'm not trying to get sued. So, okay.
Yeah, you gotta tell me.
Yeah, I will after this. All right. So we're gonna start off.
Understand, I'm 21 years old, so we're like practically in the same generation. So when I say the words freaky FaceTime, I think most of us have done it, okay? There's nowhere we haven't. Like, you guys never get that girl that just calls you up and she wants to FaceTime? Like, she's definitely down to do something, right? Or is that just the girls I talk to? Anyways, what is going on, you guys? My name's Bubba, and welcome back to another insane story. So today's story takes place back when I was in high school. Now, I remember back in high school, one of the very common things that every guy would do is always try to get girl snaps. And I think that's still the same thing to this day. Like, I don't think people actually walk up to a girl anymore and say, yo, can I get your number? Like, that is such a meme, and I hate how a bunch of YouTube videos, they actually like do these like pranks where they're like, oh, like, yo, can I get your number? It's like a random chick on the street, when in reality, half of the time, kids in school would just be like, yo, you're kind of hot, like, can I get you like your snap maybe or something? That's what I would do all the time. And knowing this,
what do you think of that?
I can see that. I can see that. Because I don't give nobody my number, so you're right. No.
You don't give your number out?
I don't give my number to nobody. If somebody asks me for my number, I'm saying no.
So you don't give your number out at all?
Absolutely not.
So would you prefer a guy to walk up to you and say, yo, can I get your number? Or, yo, can I get your snap?
Probably like Snap or like Instagram, like something, social media. Definitely not my number on like the first, like, hey, I just seen you. No. We're not giving my number out on to somebody on the street or like even somebody I don't know. No.
That's crazy to think about because like the way I think about it, like we're 2 years apart, by the way, guys. So I'm 24. When this video was recorded, I was 21. But
yeah, I'm 22 right now.
You're 22, so we're practically 2 years apart. And you're telling me, like, me, I would prefer a number. Like, if a girl's, like, willing to give me their number, that's, like, more confidence, no?
No, because yes. If a woman is willing to give you her number, she's very confident in you because there's so many weirdos. Like, I've had to change my number before. That's why I'm not giving nobody my number now.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, to be in the streaming world, it does get awkward. I could see that. I can understand that.
Yeah,
all right, fair enough. All right, let's continue the video.
honestly, Snapchat was like one of the greatest things ever made. By the way, follow me on Snapchat. We have over 100K followers on there. Going on from there, I remember basically in high school,
slight flex.
Time where there was like a guy that was a friend of mine that was actually a really good homie. Me and him, we'd always like hang out and stuff, and it got to the point where like, you know, we got to know each other very, very well. Now, you gotta understand, in high school, I had like the main boys group, like the boys that like, you know, I still talk to this day. Shout out to you guys are awesome. But then there's like, you know, those extras that just come into your life and come and go. Like they're just
Background
there just because they, you know, they appear for your life for like a season. They're like seasonal friends, let's just put it that way. And basically, I remember me and him, we got really close and stuff, and it got to the point where he would always invite me over to his house. Now, one thing I will say is that his life was like always depressing in some way. Like, for example, he's always had something to complain about, and either it's about his family, the girl that he never gets to pull, or, you know, basically anything from sad as being upset about video game. Like, it gets to the point where he would complain about anything. And all my like actual friends, like the boys, would always tell me like, why are you friends with this guy? He's not even like worth your time. So in my mind, honestly, at this point, I was just basically pitying him and basically being his friend out of pity. Kind of sad, and don't ever do this to anyone. Seriously, there's no fixing them, there's no helping them. It's just sad, so don't do it. But basically, going on with
why are you doing like that? Like, what? No, like, okay, no.
Yo, if you have a sad friend, drop him today. Like,
no, whoa, okay, well, I'm not saying that. Whoa, no. What I'm saying is, right, listen. What I'm saying is that there's some people out there you can't help, period. Like, they're just over the top about everything and complain about everyone. Like, I think about it. Like, if I was always complaining about something, wouldn't you get annoyed by that?
Yeah. Okay.
There you go. That's what I mean. Like, you can't help everybody, bro.
But, okay, yeah, okay, fine. Fair.
All right. Let's continue.
One time he ended up telling me, yo bro, like you want to come over, like my stepmom's gonna be here, and like to be honest, like I don't really want to chill with her alone at my place, so like do you want to like come over? And I remember I told him, why don't you want to be alone with your stepmom? He ended up saying, well, because like I don't really like her like that, and like to be honest, like she's like being weird around me all the time, and I don't know why. Like she sounds like, I don't know, just desperate or something. And it seems weird because you know this is a stepmom, like literally like his dad actually did get married with this woman, so I don't know why anything like matters. But one thing led to another. I ended up telling him, yeah sure, I'll come over, I got nothing to do anyway. And basically I ended up going over to his house. So I want to say like after school that day, I ended up going over to his house, and when I did, everything was normal. You know, we ended up hanging out, we played video games, and the weird thing was that his stepmom was there, but she refused to talk to basically her stepson at all when I was there, which made sense because I guess it would have made things more awkward if I was there. I have no idea. But basically I remember after like a bit, when I needed to go to the bathroom, I started heading towards the bathroom, and she literally walked in front of me and said, hey, excuse me, I have a question for you. I remember I looked at her and said, yeah, like what's going on? And she ended up saying, oh well, like my stepson doesn't really like talking to me, and like honestly one thing I will say is that like I really want to get to know my stepson, but like he won't basically tell me anything. So like would it be cool if like maybe like I get your contact information and like you just tell me like what I need to know? Honestly, long story short, she wanted me to spy on her stepson.
Wait, what?
That's a stepmom?
Yeah, I know. Okay, no, but like she was just honestly at this moment, like when she told me that, I was like, oh, she's a concerned, you know, mother, right? And like I'm down to like, you know, like to be fair, like I have my friends' mom's numbers. Like remember the boys I was telling you about? Yeah. I have like their mom's number.
But like I don't know. That's a sneaky ass way to get like somebody's number. I don't know. I would have been skeptical.
Really?
A little bit.
Okay. I mean, fair enough. I don't know, guys. Comment down below. Would you guys give your friend or your mom? Would you get your friend's mom's number?
No, this is like the most dumbest thing that any mom could ask for, especially from a friend of like, you know, their son slash stepson in some way. But I remember basically telling her, I mean, you can have my number, but like, I'm not really gonna like actually like say much because like, I don't know, I don't really hang out with him like that much. She ended up giving me like the weird eye, and she's like, oh, like, so you guys are like not like really that close of friends? And at that point, just to avoid the conversation, I decided to make the call and say, oh, like, nah, we're not like that close. And I ended up walking away from her and actually going to the bathroom. But as I was going to the bathroom, she was following behind me, and I went into the bathroom. I took down my pants and closed the door, and she saw me like whip out my eggplant. And at that point, I don't know why, but basically she kept standing down and being.
Wait, how did she see you whip out your?
Nah, she just saw me like whip it out. Like, you know, when you go in the bathroom, you're just like quickly. Oh.
Yeah, you don't close the door first.
When a man's gotta go, you gotta go. Like when you like, I don't know. Like me, like when I'm like about to go take a waz, like my last instinct is like to like do that, because like I always just kind of put my back towards the door, but at that moment I didn't, so like I whipped it out and like she saw it, so like I couldn't really do much.
All right, I'll give you it.
There you go.
I'll give it.
Yeah.
A weirdo. I'll tell you that much after, you know, I came out of the bathroom. And I remember after that day, when I head home that night, she ended up sending me a text saying, hey, like, thanks for hanging out with my stepson. You're such a cutie. Thanks. I thought this was like some sort of like mom humor or something, or a mom thing that some people do. But I didn't know she meant it literally. Anyways, going on with the story, the next day, I remember I ended up going to school and I saw the same guy that invited me over the day before. He walked up to me and said, yo, like, bro, I don't know what you told my stepmom, bro, but like, dude, she keeps like talking about you, and like my dad's like weirded out by it. I didn't know what to tell him, so I ended up telling him, oh, like, I don't know, man, she's weird like that. And I ended up just walking with him to our next class. Anyways, I remember later on throughout the school day, she ended up sending me a text saying, hey, like, how's my sweet boy? And I thought she was talking about, you know, her stepson that I was in class with at the time. So I ended up texting her saying, I don't.
Yeah, no, so I thought when she texted me that, I thought it was for, you know, her stepson, right? Because it makes sense. Like, how's my sweet boy? I'm not her sweet boy, so obviously, like her stepson.
Nah, I think you were her sweet boy. I can't lie.
Oh, I mean, in the story, we'll figure out what it really meant, but yeah.
No, he was just in class, I guess. And then she ended up asking me right after, oh, like, how are you doing? What? I'm good, thanks, is what I ended up texting her back. And it just got super awkward to the point where she said, hey, like, I'm just curious, like, are you down to, like, have a FaceTime call to, like, just talk about, you know, just everything that's going on at school with him? Now, at this point, I think it would be the right thing to probably block her, but me being in high school, I was a dumb kid. So I ended up just kind of saying, yeah, sure, like, we can have a FaceTime call. And I ended up, you know, basically FaceTiming her that exact same night. But it wasn't at a reasonable time. Like, I'm not joking when I say this. I literally FaceTimed her at like 3 in the morning. Because when I like tried to FaceTime her
3
like any time
a.m.?
before that.
Yeah, I don't know why.
3 a.m.?
No, but like just keep listening. It makes sense why it happened at 3 a.m. Okay, just keep listening.
Apparently she was busy or she was doing something or she just couldn't call until 3 a.m. when she texted me saying, yo, like, you can FaceTime me now. And I ended up FaceTiming her at 3 a.m. and when I got an answer on the phone, she was in some like kind of like sketchy room that like I didn't even recognize in the house. And she just sat down on this chair and started talking to me. She's like, oh, like, so how are you? And I'm like, I'm good. I'm in bed. And I was super tired. I had like this deep voice basically when I'm super tired. And she's like, oh, like, that's good. I'm just curious, like, in terms of like my stepson, like, is he like talking to any girls by any chance? Not that I know of, is what I said afterwards. And then right off the bat, she ended up telling me, oh, like, so like, are you talking to any girls? Now, I didn't want to tell like, you know, his stepmom about like my like, you know, devil's tango. So I ended up saying, like,
Oh my goodness, the first devil's tango of the video.
And it got me. It's the first one and
It is funny. It is funny when I say, what do you think of the term devil's tango?
I think it's hilarious. This is like,
Devil's tango.
oh my god.
Okay, now you're doing too much. You're doing too much. Alright. Yeah, no, it is crazy. It is the trending word. It was it. Alright. Let's keep going. Let's finish this up. It's almost at the end.
Nah, like, I don't really like talk to girls like that. So no joke, right off the bat when I say that, she already starts showing cleavage on the screen of FaceTime. And she's like, do you want to have like an experience? Wait, what is what I said? And right then and there, I am not joking, she ended up popping her cherries on FaceTime. No joke. She just whips them out like they're 2 cannons. And she's like, yeah, like, they're really big, aren't they? And I just look at them and I won't lie to you. I'm not gonna lie, okay? I'm not a liar on this channel. I got bricked, okay? I got seriously bricked, okay? Like, no joke, brick emoji slap, dude. Like, it was just so crazy. And at that point, I'm not gonna lie. You know, she started asking how big it was. And, you know, she started, like, basically getting interested in stuff. And she started telling me how she, like, you know, stared me down at my eggplant. And yeah, I won't lie to you. I ended up freaky FaceTiming with this man's mom. The next day, I remember I go to school. And let's just say things got really, really bad. And it got to the point where...
Okay.
You're actually cooked.
No, okay. Like,
Cooked.
you understand, when I actually like record these stories, I just tell them like how it was. But now listening back on these, oh my gosh, that's actually insane.
No, that's bad. That's like, she pulled them out?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no way.
I don't know what to say. I mean, like, yeah, it was weird. It was weird.
Well, I don't know. Let's just say it could have gotten worse. But you know what? We're going to say that for another time. Thank you so much for watching.
All right.
It could have gotten worse.
It could have gone worse. Yeah, but that's basically it. Truth be told, later on throughout the year, we ended up not being friends anymore. Hence the seasonal friends. And that's basically it.
Did you ever tell him?
No. He transferred schools like later on in the year.
I wonder if they're still together.
I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know.
That's insane though.
All right, so that was the first one. What do you think so far of like the videos I make?
I haven't watched too much, and honestly, I think like what? Like what? Actually, like what? What is your life? What is your actual life?
It's a mess. It's a mess. It's a mess. All right.
Does it get worse from here?
Okay. Okay, so this next video is called My Freaky Crush at School. Alright? This is the one about school, so it's gonna, you know, it's gonna be interesting. Yeah. Okay, let's see what you think of this one. I don't know what to tell you other than we just gotta get straight into it.
Girls are just naturally straight up nasty, bro. Like, it's so weird what girls do nowadays. But what my crush did in this moment, I'm not gonna lie, made me think about not even being interested in women anymore. And no, I don't mean turning gay. Yo, what is up,
yeah.
Bubba, and welcome back to another crazy but also extremely weird story. Now, this story all takes place back in my grade 11 year. Now, in grade 11, I was a major player. You guys would probably know that from watching the channel. But aside from being a major player, one thing about me that was true was that I was a helpless romantic. romantic, meaning that I still believed in happily ever afters and, you know, all the gooey, mushy stuff you would see in like a Disney movie. But I remember one time specifically, I was walking down the school hallway with me and some of my homies. We were just getting out of class, and I remember I ended up seeing the one girl in my school hallway that I actually really liked. There was a girl in our school that had blonde hair, blue eyes, and she was phenomenal. Like, she looked amazing, and a lot of guys were actually into her. But one thing about this girl that was really interesting, and I think the main reason why so many people were into her, was because there was some sort of mystery with this girl. What do I mean by that? Well, this girl was very odd in a sense where not a lot of people fully understood a lot about her, meaning that she was basically a mystery. She wouldn't talk about herself that much. She wouldn't talk about, you know, who she was hanging out with, who her friend group really was. She was always low-key to herself, which, I mean, I don't mind. Like, a lot of girls, I think, do this, and even a lot of guys especially. But me wanting to...
What, are you like that? Are you like low-key to yourself all the time?
That's definitely how I was in like high school and shit. Like, I think in high school I was friends with everybody, but you always see me alone. You know what I mean? Like, I would walk
That's so
past,
mysterious. Like, why?
I would walk past everybody and everybody would say hello to me, but I never had a friend group. I had my own thing. You'd be like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" But I never had like somebody I was like.
So you were a loser.
I wasn't a loser. Everybody loved me.
Okay. So everyone loved you, they just didn't want to hang out with you.
No, I was too busy. I had too many friends.
Too busy being alone in the bathroom and stuff.
Exactly.
Chat, is this cap? Am I hearing cap, bro? Like,
no,
what?
No, I'm so serious. Like, or like, okay, also in high school we had our like MacBooks and stuff. So I would just honestly watch like Netflix and stuff during all of our classes.
Chat, she was bougie like that. They got the MacBooks. They were bougie down there.
No, it was COVID times. We didn't have books.
Oh, right. You're part of the COVID season.
Yeah.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah.
That sucks. We're going to keep watching the video.
Yeah.
know this girl more and be interested in her, I remember my buddy ends up coming up to me and holding me on the shoulder saying, "Yo, Bubba, you keep looking at her, bro. Why don't you just like go up to her and talk to her?" I don't know. Do you think I can do that? Do you think I got Riz? What, bro? Of course you have Riz. You know how many girls you pulled? Go up to her, talk to her, man. So that moment, I'm like, okay, might as well try it out. And I ended up walking up to her. When I walked up to her, I went up to her and said, "Hey, like, how you doing?" "Oh, hey, Bubba. What are you doing here?" "Oh, so like, you know, I just wanted to like, you know, talk. It's, you know, we go to the same school and we barely talk together. So I thought maybe it'd be cool to like, you know, communicate and see what's up." "Oh, okay. That's kind of a weird way of putting it. But yeah, I mean, you know, I'm just finishing class and stuff." "Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah. So, what's your number?" At that moment, instantly, this girl just gives me her number, which I don't know how that worked, to be honest. I barely spoke any Riz other than me saying that we went to the same.
Now, you know what I think? And maybe this sounds weird. What do you generally, be honest? Like, do you think I have like that, like, unspoken Riz?
I knew you were about to say something. I don't know if it's unspoken Riz or.
Like, just like looking at me, like it's like nonchalant, right? Like you're like, damn. Why are you laughing? This is a serious thing. I think I have that unspoken,
like,
super awesome Riz.
No, you gotta hit them with that.
What?
No, what? Cause what is this?
It's my. It's Riz. Why are you looking at me like that? It's Riz.
No, I'm Riz. Like, it just.
You're Rizzed out, aren't you?
Yeah. There's too much Riz in this room.
Too much Riz in this room, chat.
Too much aura.
Alright. Watching.
School, but somehow it did work. I never expected it to be this easy, but later on in the story you'll understand why. Because I remember afterwards, when everything was done and over and me and this girl finished our conversation, I ended up basically shooting her a text as I was walking away saying, "Yo, this is Bubba's number, and also I'm super excited that we can hang out sometime." I remember she instantly just like looks at me and looks at her phone and she smiles and walks away. And at this moment I knew I was in. At that moment I walked back with the boys and me and all the boys started talking about like, you know, how I just pulled a girl and everything, you know, basic excitement from the boys after something cool happens. And this is where everything gets bizarre, because I remember as we're all sitting down in the cafeteria eating lunch, a guy ends up walking up to me. He walks up to me and says, "Yo, bro, is it true you just asked out that girl?" He ends up pointing towards the girl that I just asked out, and I said, Yeah, why? Well, bro, don't you know like she has a boyfriend already? Wait, what? Are you her boyfriend? Oh, no, I'm not a boyfriend, but like I've seen her like go on so many dates, and at this point there was this one guy she keeps going on date with, and like, bro, I think she's dating someone. No, I didn't believe this was true, and to be honest, like, why would she cheat? Like, that doesn't seem like her, but at the same time, this girl was a total mystery. Remember I said that. She was a total mystery. But me hoping with my gut, and I guess the helpless romantic side of me was like, nah, bro, like, there's no way she's dating someone. I think you're just out of it. And I ended up not trusting him. Now, guys in school, fair warning, if a guy gives you a warning about a girl, please actually listen to it and take it and figure it out, okay? Because most of the time, guys have no reason to lie unless they're going for the girl themselves, which I guess in this case, I kind of thought as well, but I don't know. I didn't want to make things too awkward.
That's a fact, though. Like, I don't know how it is with girls, but like when guys like warn each other about like specific girls and stuff, we tend to take it. What about girls? Like, if you warned a girl about something, like about a dude, are they taking it?
I can't lie. Okay, if they're a good friend, they're taking it. If they're a good friend, they're taking it.
So it's based on like how close they are.
Yeah, no, because if you're a good friend, you're gonna believe your friends, and you're gonna know that they're not gonna lie to you. Like, why would any of your friends lie to you unless they want the girl for themselves? Honestly.
That's the thing. Like, I don't know.
girls listen to each other. Girls listen to each other.
Girls listen to each other?
Yeah, I would say so. We have girl code, kind of.
Girl code. I've talked about the bro code. The girl code, though, you might have to teach one day on the channel.
Okay, I think I'm gonna yeah, no, 100%. There is a girl code. There is a very strict girl code.
Yo, chat, apparently there's a girl code, bro. Comment down below if you guys want Ali to come on the channel and give us the girl code.
The girls might get mad at me, though.
I mean, you gotta leak for the boys. The boys need to understand what the girl code is so we don't mess up.
I don't know. I might leak it. I might leak the code. I'm thinking about it.
All right. We'll figure it out, but let's continue on.
Going on from there, I remember that day I ended up going into the school parking lot after school ended, and I ended up getting inside my car. And when I got inside my car, I was about to drive and leave until I ended up seeing the girl that I asked out walk up right in front of my vehicle as I'm pulling out. And she ends up standing in front of it saying, Bubba, wait, you drive? Yeah, this is my car. Oh my goodness, that's so cool. Like, that's actually really awesome. Yeah, thanks. So, I was just wondering, what's up? What are you doing? Oh, well, like, my ride ditched me and like, I have no way to get home. And at this moment, if a girl says that her ride ditches her and you're already in a car about to drive, you might as well bring her inside with you. So I ended up saying, okay, just get in. I'll drive you to wherever you need to go. Okay, cool. Awesome. And at that moment, she ends up getting inside my car, and instead of putting her address to go home, like, you know, most kids would do after school, she ends up putting an address to a steakhouse that she was going to. I ended up asking her, oh, you're going to dinner? Oh, well, no, it's a family thing. Like, don't worry about it. Okay, if you say so. And I ended up driving her to her family dinner, or so I thought. I remember when I dropped her off, I ended up basically driving away, but as I was driving away, I ended up looking out my window, and I saw that she was hanging out with another guy that she was hugging and holding. At this moment, I was really weirded out, but who am
You drove her to another date?
Yeah, no, it really sucked. It really sucked. Like, I didn't know what to think. Like, I thought I had the riz. I thought I had the full opportunity to, you know, like, I'm not gonna lie. Originally, I thought she wanted me to, like, go out with her to the steakhouse. And I'm like, oh, she's picking, like, dates. You know what I mean? But then, like, right as we park, she gets out of the car and goes to another dude. Like, what am I supposed to do?
That's crazy. Is that the unspoken riz you were talking about?
Shut up. No. Okay.
I to really question this, to be honest? Like, at this moment, I really didn't want to believe that this girl was a menace, making me drive her to her next date. So I ended up pretending it was like her brother or something, and I ended up implanting that into my mind. But what happens next really messed me up, because I remember after that day, the next day, I ended up messaging her before I went to school and said, yo, after school, you down to like go get dinner or something? I really can't, but do you want to meet up at your place maybe after? Oh, yeah, we can go back to my place. I won't say no to that. And at that moment, I was really excited because there was no possible way that this girl didn't want to come over to my place and do the Devil's Tango. And I remember from there, I was super excited throughout the whole school day, even getting bricked up at sometimes, which don't get me wrong, it sounds super weird. So just like, you know, pretend I didn't say that. YouTube, if you're watching this, I meant that in a normal way. But going on, and when after school finally came around,
I do mean that in a normal way.
What's the normal way?
This is educational.
I'm educated. Honestly, I've definitely gotten
See, I'm an educational channel. See, I'm a genius.
Driving home as fast as I could and cleaning up my room. I remember when I got home, I ended up cleaning my room, I ended up making my bed, and I also turned on a candle just to make sure the room smelled nice for when she came over so we could do the Devil's Tango. And from there, I remember after hours went by and once dinner was finally over with me and my family, I ended up telling my parents that I was having a friend over for a school project. Obviously, my parents didn't believe me, but at the same time, you know, they were being supportive parents no matter what. And that's when I ended up doing the most insane thing ever, where I ended up going downstairs to my room and I texted the girl saying, yo, are you coming over? Oh yeah, I'll be there in literally like 2 minutes. My dad's driving me. Oh, okay. Are you really with your dad? Well, do you want me to be honest or no? Yeah, I would prefer you be honest, obviously, is what I texted her. And she ends up telling me the most diabolical thing ever, where she says, well, if I want to be honest, I'm on a date with this guy and he really sucks and he's super annoying and just keeps talking about his car. But if I'm being honest with you, I'd rather see at your place, so I'm gonna make him drive me to yours. Bro, what? At this moment, I was like,
Have you ever made a guy drive you to another man thing? Yo.
I have.
Oh my. You are diabolical, bro.
Actually, it wasn't even that I made anybody drive me anywhere. I had him drop me off at home and the guy was behind him following and waiting for me to get dropped off so that I could get picked up. So I didn't even go in the house. I went out of that car into his car. Yeah, no, because I was having a terrible time and it was my friend. It was my friend.
That's diabolical.
Yeah, no, I was on a date. It wasn't.
See, bro,
wasn't
you
good.
guys are always saying like these stories ain't real. No one would do that, bro. Living proof, someone's done it. Like it's, bro. I'm telling you, these are relatable.
Yeah, no, but no. But I didn't like get picked up to go on another date. Like I went with a friend. Like I had a guy friend pick me up. Yeah. Yeah.
Guy friend. All right, let's keep watching.
And blown because she was on a date already, and instead of ending the date off with him, she's coming to my place to do the Devil's Tango. Like, what? At this moment, I started to realize and understand why this girl wanted to be like mysterious and stuff. But going on with the story, I remember waiting like 20 minutes later and she ended up finally coming over. She knocked on my door, and when I went to go answer it, I ended up seeing that the guy was literally at my doorstep, and she looks over at me saying, oh, hey, Bubba, this is my little brother. He's just gonna let me inside now. You can go home. Oh, okay, baby, if you say so. And at that moment, I'm just standing there super awkward because she just introduced me as her little brother. And that's when this guy ends up looking at me super awkwardly. And instead of going for a kiss, he ended up turning around and leaving her alone. And that's when this girl ends up entering inside my place, closing the door on him. And me and this girl, we ended up going straight to my bedroom. We didn't even get to say hi to my parents, which was actually really rude. And once we got inside my bedroom, she ends up cuddling me on the bed. And yeah, we just did the Devil's Tango right away. Now, this is the part of the story that really just, I guess, really twisted me up and made my mind feel really weird. Because I remember after the
It didn't bother you that she called you her brother? Her brother? That's
I mean, like, listen. Okay, at the time, like, you understand, in high school, I was pretty rebellious. And, like, she was already over. And, like, you know,
he
like...
walked her to the door.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that is kind of crazy. Walked into my door. Damn, bro.
He literally walked his girl to your door and watched her get in.
Yeah. I didn't really know what to think. I just, yeah.
That's some messed up stuff. I can't lie. That is very messed up.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, that's facts. That's, okay, let's finish this video.
Tango. Me and this girl, we were laying down in bed cuddling, and my parents were asleep at this time because it was already super late. And I remember looking at this girl saying, yo, so like, how is it so easy for you to like, you know, ditch a guy that you're on a date with and just go see another guy? Oh, well, I don't know. I do it so often, and like, guys always offer rides, so it's kind of like a win-win. Okay, but like, why was this guy so annoying? I don't know. He kept asking too many questions, so I'd rather just hang out with you. Okay, cool, I guess. I don't know. When she said that, it gave me like some sick feeling in my stomach that I was not okay with. If anything, I didn't understand why this girl was such a menace. Like, I understand I'm a player and stuff, but a girl being a player, well, it just doesn't feel right to me. But at the same time, I can't say anything mean about it because I probably have done worse if I'm being honest with you. And you guys will hear a lot about that on this channel. But if you guys do want to see more of this, then make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe, and follow.
Alright, what do you think? of the freaky girl like
Yeah,
that.
I think I look at you differently now. That's horrible. Yo, that's
No, but you understand, that's the old me. That's not me anymore.
right. Now you make educational.
Exactly.
I'm seeing it, you know?
It's just one of those things, you know, like, yeah, exactly.
That's horrible, though. I think it's horrible.
It is pretty bad. It is pretty bad. All right. We got one more. All right, one more. All right.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. What? Tell me that's not what I think.
Let's watch it. Let's see. All right. So we're on the final video, the last one. All right. Now this one's a little bit of a crazy one, but this is a video. It's called "Girl Streamer Gets Sims Tattooed," or named tattooed. Sorry. What do you think of this one? What do you think just from the title?
I don't know. I think it's interesting. I think that who would do that?
I don't know.
Who would do that?
I don't know. Let's watch and figure it out. All right.
Okay, so on the internet, girls do a lot of crazy things. Don't get me wrong, guys do as well. But when it comes to e-girls, well, I guess sometimes for the money, anything could happen. Jeez, people are really desperate for money now these days. But anyways, before the story starts, make sure you guys do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Seriously, it means a lot when you guys do. And on top of that, not to mention that I am currently live on Kick streaming and telling crazy stories just like
I'm
this
recording
one.
this.
So if you want to see me live, go to kick.com/Bubba. Other than that, let's get straight into this insane story. Yo, what is going on, you guys? My name's Bubba, and welcome back to another, well, really crazy story. Back when I was in high school, I remember one thing that was really cool was that we had a really big streamer in our high school. I'm not gonna say the name because, well, for privacy reasons, but this streamer was actually generally a really big streamer. She averaged over thousands of viewers, and a lot of people knew about her. And knowing that she went to our school was actually really cool. I remember one thing about her though is that she had a really big ego, and honestly, since she had a lot of Sims to boost her ego, it kind of made sense, so I'm not gonna blame her. But when it came to the Sims, honestly, they were very questionable people, and you guys are gonna hear how. I remember one time in our school, I ended up walking up to this streamer girl, and honestly, I ended up telling her how I knew about some things about the content world and basically content creation. Even though I wasn't considered Bubba yet at that time, you know, I was still kind of into the YouTube space. And I remember I walked up to her and said, hey, you're that streamer, right? She looks at me and says, oh yeah, I'm just another streamer. Okay, is what I said. And then she ended up saying, oh, why, are you a fan? Do you want me to sign something? Oh, no, I just wanted to say, I'm also into the content kind of thing. She looked at me and said, oh, really? What kind of videos do you make? I play video games, is what I said. And then she ended up telling me, oh, how many followers do you have? I don't know, 300? Because at that time, this channel was a totally different channel. It was called Persian Guy Gamer. And also on top of that, I only had 300 subs because I streamed Call of Duty Black Ops 2 once in a while. Funny enough, one of the VODs are actually still up to this day. Going on though, I remember she ended up basically kind of chuckling at me and laughing and walking away. And that's when I prayed some sort of karma would get to this girl. I know, kind of bad to wish on people's downfalls, but at the same time, if they really deserve it, then it is what it is. Going on though, I remember weeks went by, and I remember one time I went on my computer and I saw her streaming. I thought it was cool that she was streaming, so I remember I hopped into her chat and I just decided to watch her for a bit. Honestly, a lot of the time she would always kind of show cleavage and, well, be like any basic e-girl streamer, I think. I don't know, one thing's for sure, I wasn't really focusing on the game that she was playing other than her webcam, even though her webcam was almost bigger than her screen itself. But going on, I remember I kept watching until something insane happened, where I remember when I looked at her chat to see all the Sims typing, talking about, her cherries and everything, one person in that chat I actually recognized. The username was the same username that my friend on Xbox used, and also, it's kind of weird because the stuff he was saying, he sounded like a really big simp. And I remember he was always in there saying the most out-of-pocket stuff. And not only that, but he was sometimes in there just lurking, and out of nowhere, someone typed something, he would just be there to make fun of them. It was actually really weird to think about how I knew this guy, but at the same time, it is what it is, I guess. Going on though, I remember basically, I ended up hitting up my friend that was the username, and I ended up saying, oh, I didn't know you watched her too. He ended up messaging me saying, oh yeah, actually I work with her. What is what I said? And then that's when he explained to me, oh yeah, I help her with a lot of different things, and I help her with her overlays and all her work stuff, and I'm kind of like her manager. Oh, is what I said. And then after afterwards, I remember I was kind of weirded out, but I didn't think anything of it. Because when you think about it, e-girl streamers, they don't really date because, well, if their chat finds out that she's taken and there's already a guy with her, she's kind of running out of business.
Okay, actually, I'm gonna pause there. What do you think about like as a streamer, right? Eventually, one day you want to get into a relationship.
So, actually, that's literally what just popped into my head. Okay, I don't know. I've been streaming maybe like 3 years now, and 2 of those years, I thought that it's not possible to have a boyfriend. But this year, somebody came into my chat and said something along the lines of, honestly, none of us really care. And like, I think, I don't know. I think you can. But I haven't tried. Okay, I tried. It doesn't work. But
that's what I mean. The boyfriend makes the girl streamers broke. I'm telling you,
it's not that. It's that the boyfriend always ends up in chat arguing with people. Yeah, no, and that is no good. Like, okay, I had an ex, and I can't lie. He didn't like the streaming or whatever. I don't know what. He went into my chat and he told everybody that their subs goes towards his dinner every night. And like basically like towards him, like I would spend all my money that I was making on stream on him. Like he told my whole community that so that they would stop giving me any money. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. No. But that wasn't true. What do I look like giving like a man all my money?
That's crazy. No, that's actually really weird. Okay, let's continue watching this.
Be realistic here. Going on though, I remember I ended up telling him how it was actually pretty cool that you worked with her and that it would be cool if I even, maybe got to speak to her once in a while and kind of become friends with her. He ended up saying how like, she doesn't like talking to other people and stuff outside of streaming and that she had a really personal life, which is very interesting. But going on, anyways, I remember the next day at school, I ended up walking up to the streamer girl and I told her, hey, like, I saw your stream last night. It's pretty cool how you stream like that. And she looked at me and said, oh, like, thanks. Like, I just work really hard and, it's just my work ethic is really good. Okay, is what I said. But then she ended up telling me, oh, also, Bubba, did you finish the science homework? Because, like, I never got to finish it. Can you help me out with that? I ended up telling her sure because I did want to become her friend as well because, she's cool. So I ended up trying to help her with her homework and then that's when it happened. The guy that was in her chat that, said that he worked with her ended up walking up to me saying, Bubba, what are you doing with her? Nothing is what I said. And that's when the girl said, oh, he's not doing anything. He's just helping me with homework. You couldn't ask me is what he said. And for some reason, it became really awkward to the point where I ended up just leaving. There was definitely something going on between both of them. There was definitely some sort of relationship that I did not know about, but I guess it wasn't public. Maybe a secret boyfriend? I have no idea. But at that point, I made it clear that maybe it's not the best idea to talk to her. I remember later on that day though, I ended up getting an ad on Snapchat. And it was from the streamer girl. Now this is when things kind of blew my mind because, well, why would she add me if she had a boyfriend? And that's when I decided to hit her up and me and her started talking. We started talking, getting flirtatious, and that's when I realized that she was single. And this guy that, works with her, or technically the guy that I knew, wasn't anything to her. At least that's what she told me because I ended up asking her the question, oh, like, just a question. Are you and like this guy like dating or something? She ended up saying, oh no, he's just like, he's just like another simp. He helps me out with like a bunch of stuff. He's nothing like that. But he's like a good friend though. Oh, okay, that's interesting, is what I said. But then right afterwards, I remember I decided to actually hit up the girl and me and her started talking more and more. To the point where I'm not gonna lie, it sounded like a really flirtatious relationship. But then this is where things get insane. Because I remember the next day, I ended up watching her stream live and she was doing this like, gifting subs. You get to have like something out of the stream. I don't know, just like kind of like a subathon in a way, but it wasn't. And I remember when I was in that chat, I ended up typing in chat this time and actually saying hi to her and she was happy that I was in chat. But then that ended up being my biggest mistake because I remember the guy that was, working with her ended up seeing that I was in chat. And for some reason, I guess in a form of jealousy, he ended up basically saying, oh, Bubba, what are you doing here? I'm just watching her stream, is what I said. And then that's when it happened. He ended up basically messaging me privately saying, Bubba, you do realize that's my girl, right? Wait, you're dating her, is what I said. And then he ended up saying, yeah. And it became really awkward. And I said, bro, there's no way you guys are actually dating. dating. I remember I ended up texting the girl, the streamer, while she was literally streaming saying, yo, he just told me you guys are dating. And then she ended up basically saying, oh, like, no, it's nothing like that. He's just a simp. And then one thing led to another. The craziest thing ended up happening. The guy that supposedly worked with her ended up doing something really simpy. And by simp, I mean maximum capital all letters S-I-M-P. He ended up gifting her over 200 subscribers on, you know, her streaming website. And let me say this much, 200 subs is like almost the equivalent of giving $400 to someone. Obviously,
actually, I don't know the conversion. What is like 200 subs?
I mean, it depends on any platform, I guess.
Okay, the platform you stream on is Kick, so Kick.
Let's like $5 times 200.
Anyone got a calculator?
$1,000.
$1,000?
Yeah.
I was off in the video. I wow. $1,000, guys.
Yeah.
What? That's
Yeah.
insane. That's insane. Wow,
Have
$1,000. I wonder what happens when you give someone $1,000. Here, let's watch and finish this video.
On stream, she acted happy because obviously that's a lot of money to get. And then afterwards, I remember she said, okay, so like, what do you want? Like, I'll literally do anything for you. And what he said was he wanted a tattoo on her. And what this girl did was just giggle, laugh, and literally book the appointment to get a tattoo of this guy's name on her.
She sounds like fun. I don't know. She sounds like she lives to her best capability.
At that point, I blocked the girl instantly. I knew that she was definitely in some form of relationship, because what kind of e-girl gets a tattoo of a simp's name on her body? Like, are you crazy? I don't think any streamer has ever done that. And let's just say the next day when I saw her at school, she ended up having the tattoo. I remember I ended up asking her saying, yo, so like, did you really get a simp tattooed like on you? And she ended up telling me, okay, Bubba, I'm not gonna lie, like me and him were like in a secret relationship. If you can like keep it low key. And then that's when I just walked away and I never spoke to her again. What does this story tell? Well, don't trust e-girls on the internet. Honestly, every streamer is really just there to make money and get simps. That's all the business is. But I mean, at the same time though, I mean, if you know, if you want a girl tattoo your name on them, just maybe give them like, you know, $400 to $500 and you're good. Anyways, guys, that is basically it for today's story.
Alright, so what do you think of that final story?
I think that one was probably the craziest.
Does any of these seem relatable to you?
You know, I mean, we had that little thing, you know, with the other video where it's like, you know, I related to a bit of it, and like this one too, you know, I definitely have relatable moments out of all of them. I think, yeah, definitely relatable, and that's why this is very educational, and you know, it helps.
It's educational. Alright, and that is all the videos I have to show, Allie. Thank you so much for hopping on. What do you think overall about the Bubba channel? Just, you know, what I do for work.
I love it. I think the storytelling is beautiful. I think you have some very beautiful stories up your sleeve. And I think it was a roller coaster though. Like, I don't think I need to go to Six Flags. I think I just need to watch some Bubba videos.
There you go. Alright, so make sure you tell everyone to subscribe.
Yo, go subscribe, go like, go do everything.
Yes, sir. And I'll see you guys in the next crazy story. All right, peace out, y'all.
Bye.